Good morning. Beautiful look at Vancouver today as we look coast to coast for our national audience. Good morning to you. And a lot of the conversation is around COVID-19, specifically about the vaccine rollout across our country, at top of mind for most Canadians. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says manufacturing problems are to blame, which is holding up some shipments, especially for the newly approved one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Meantime, close to 1 million more doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are expected to arrive this week. With more on the timeline, Federal Minister of Public Services and Procurement, Anita Anand, joining us live this morning. Good morning to you, Minister.
Good morning, Melanie. It's great to be here with you.
Thank you for joining. I want to begin first off right with Johnson & Johnson. We're hearing about this delay in shipment. We do not have a date for this one-shot vaccine. Do you have an update at all on when we can potentially expect it?
Well, I'd like to put it in context for you. We've received, by the end of this week, 4.5 million vaccines, and by the end of this quarter, 3.5 million additional vaccines for a total of 8 million Moderna and Pfizer and AstraZeneca serum doses by the end of March. And so the J&J vaccine is part of our diversified portfolio of vaccines, and we will be seeing those in Q2 and Q3. But the delays that you refer to don't affect the numbers that I'm going to give you here. 8 million by the end of March. 36.5 million doses by the end of June and 117 million doses by the end of September, so that all Canadians who wish to have access to a vaccine will indeed have such access prior to the end of summer. We are constantly working to accelerate doses from one quarter to the other. And the reason why you're seeing this 8 million doses prior to the end of March is because we were successful in getting Pfizer to move 1.5 million doses from Q2 to Q1 just last week. And that's why we have that higher number for Canadians. And now provinces and territories are telling us that they are ready to roll out the vaccine. And that's exactly what we're hoping will occur. We bring the vaccines to Canada, and then the provinces and territories roll them out.
Minister, I want to put this into perspective for our Canadian audience here. Right now, Canada sitting 60th globally for vaccinations. Right now, approximately 2.5 COVID vaccine doses have been administered. Put that into the numbers, 5.2% of the Canadian population receiving that first dose. That number is low. And there was a lot of critique around that. Why didn't we move faster? Why didn't we have a diverse portfolio? Do you have any regrets over the last year in choosing which companies, and why not having domestic production?
Well, we do have a diverse portfolio. The reason why we're able to access Pfizer and Moderna and AstraZeneca serum is because Health Canada has approved 4 vaccines now, and we have a diverse portfolio that we're bringing vaccines into the country every week. I will say that our procurements were made on the advice of the Vaccine Task Force, and we then entered into agreements with multiple suppliers. This is the largest mass vaccination campaign in our country's history and in the history of the entire world. The race is far from over. Canada is going to be making up ground as we see millions and millions of more vaccines coming into this country. And I look forward to seeing 8 million prior to the end of March, 36.5 million vaccines prior to the end of June. Those are large numbers, Melanie, and we will continue to bring vaccines into the country for Canadians.
Minister, let's hope we can accelerate the process. That's for sure. I know this is a big job, so we appreciate you taking the time for us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we will be working on domestic manufacturing as well with that MOU signed with Novavax. That's another part of our strategy as well.
Sounds good. I know a lot of people are wondering that. Thank you for that. And we're going to talk about sound off, and this is our topic today. It is about the vaccine rollout, the pros, the cons, and whatever you want to talk about. Sid and Dina.